What is going on, everybody? Hello and happy Monday. It is my absolute pleasure and honor to bring on a time-honored guest, Walkingkeys. You and I have been chatting, pretty much every day, every week, the past however long, but it's been a while since the folks here have had a chance to see your pretty face. And I just want to be the first to say, welcome back, my friend.
Thank you, After Sound. I appreciate the opportunity. Yeah, man, it's August, I think, was the last time we streamed together. That's been a minute.
we were just looking at our DMs on what is it, Discord? And I think that's the only time that we'll send the links to join stream. So
it's like August, the only time I go to Discord.
Yeah, pretty much. Crazy stuff, man. So first of all, how have you been? I'm sure there are going to be a lot of folks here in the chat that are going to be asking a ton of questions. Feel free to send those questions in, and we will be going through all the comments in the chat. But if you want to just let everybody know what you've been up to, and then obviously we can get into Splinterlands, which is something that you and I are both excited about. And I've actually been name dropping you quite a bit because I have to say publicly thank you to you, since it was on that phone call just last week that you convinced me to buy more SPS. Now I already have a decent amount, but you convinced me to buy a little bit more, and that was 60% ago, a 60% pump ago. So how have you been, man?
Man, thank you, dude. Life is good. I've been working on writing a novel over the past. I started in August, finished the first draft March 20th this year, and I'll be done with the second draft here in hopefully a week and a half. And then I'm going to start getting it ready for publication. So got that coming down the pike. Really wanted to focus in on that. It's been like more of a bucket list item, something I've always wanted to do. I knew I could do well, but it took a while to get it done. But other than that, man, I've been playing Splinterlands. I check in every day, got my land firing and open my few chests that I get. But this whole Conclave thing is getting me excited again.
Well, let's take it back a little bit, just because I don't think people have had a chance to get your opinion on some of the other major features that have come out. Have you dabbled with survival mode at all?
Haven't even looked at it.
Haven't even looked at it. All right. Now, you did mention land, though. So are you messing around with all the changes that happen on land, or are you just kind of doing whatever?
Yeah. So I took, I had my two best plots my three best plots in land were going to one in SPS, one for research, and one for grain. And then the rest of my plots were adding a little bit here or there for whatever else. I think I had like 3 running for SPS, 3 running for research, and the rest for grain. Since the last changes, I know a lot of people switched things up and turned off their SPS so they could get whatever else.
The new resources.
I did the opposite. I made sure I was still making the same SPS. That was number one in my book, because I believe in the long-term value of SPS.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go in there every day in exchange for stone or whatever else to make a half a penny that day. I'd rather just accumulate SPS.
So are you buying the resources that you need, or you're mining them already?
No, I don't need anything. I need.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I need like 200 stone a day. More, but I need I'm like a little, maybe I'm a grand short a day on grain and a grand or like 200 on stone, but gotcha. I'm way up on iron. I make a ton of iron.
Oh, so, you got into a good spot. Iron is the most rare of them all.
Yeah, and that's so everything's fired out. I'm pretty self-sufficient. Like I'll make a trade like once every couple of weeks to get a little extra stone or something. But my plan is, though, after this push with SPS, get a little DEC, tweak my stuff a little bit so it's completely self-sustaining. I don't have to go and get anything, which has kind of always been my goal. And then as soon as I get that figured out, one point whatever next is coming out next. The next phase where I've got to start doing
Well,
something different.
they seem to have some utility coming for land in the near future with I think the midnight potions is what they're called for the black foil stuff, and then
Which is
it
dope.
sounds like land resources are going to be required for the wagons. Although I have a feeling that's going to get pushed. Probably, I mean, they said to June, July, right? So that's at least a couple months away.
Yeah, and that was Dave said that in Discord recently, I think, like yesterday or today. And he also said that if you already have wagons, they'll just be what they are.
Yeah, they took some player feedback, which is great. So what we're going to have, like, whoever bought wagons is good. You only lose, well, actually no, I don't know if you only lose them or you're guaranteed to lose them, I think, if you end up getting a card. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think it'll be good. It'll be good to see land utility. As much as I dislike it because it's taking away from SPS and the flywheel, at the very least, it's getting people, to do something more with their land outside of just produce resources for nothing, right? Just make endless resources.
And it's a slow roll, man. And that's the one thing that we got to keep in mind. This is a big, I know when I got into land, I mean, I bought my land like several pieces during the actual sale. And like for $12 or whatever it was back in the day. And then, I thought it'd be up in a year and I'd be minting cards and all kinds of stuff. It's just not the case. So I've kind of resigned myself to be like, understand that this is the long-term thing.
Yep.
And if you just like, I've been saving, I don't have that much research. I've got like 77,000. But I've been just stockpiling everything,
I mean, it's funny because as much as you and I talk, I don't know if I even told you that I bought more land recently. Like within the last couple of months, I bought 10 plots. I did like a little bulk buy from someone here in the community. Nice. So it's the same kind of viewpoint as you, where I view land as like a long-term play that's not going to require me to keep up with the meta, to keep up with new card sets, to keep up with a bunch of things. It's like, as Matt said, it's like building a business in the long run. And I have like, I don't even have, I think I have like one or just a couple of the plots started up right now. And I'm just slowly rolling that, taking the profits and rolling it into other plots. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I actually got real lucky recently. That legendary voucher card they had recently. I got one. I was saving up my vouchers and bought one like the last day and got a gold foil and then immediately sold it, bought half SPS, put the rest of the DEC on land. Nice. And I was able to boost up my land to get it kind of where it is now. So I just want to say real quick, what's up? It's awesome to see you guys in the chat. I mean,
yeah, let's do that. We'll go through the chat real quick.
Tails. New Age.
We got Bolts here.
Still jealous of New Age's Gary V shoes. He had
New Age is what?
After Dark Fest. New Age had the Gary V Adidas shoes or whatever they were. Reebok. They were Reebok. I thought they were dope. I wanted to get some one day, but I never did.
Keys, am I here? Can you hear me or no?
I can hear you. You sound fantastic.
All right. I think I lagged down for a second.
Liberty Guy off grid is here. Holy moly.
Oh, Liberty Guy is here. Ank's got 55 wagons. New Age, Dragon. Is it Dragon? I always went with Dragon. Bolts. Did you see what Bolt said? I really thought you were abducted by aliens ever since you fellas talked about the moon. That was a fun conspiracy theory stream.
I was just reconditioned. I was never abducted.
He was brought back. Don't ask him what they did to him.
Yeah, they didn't.
Red X is here.
Made me lose weight. So I wasn't in prison or anything.
Do your push-ups, bro. Come on. All right, Liberty Guy says, good to see you, Walkingkeys. Good to see you too, Liberty Guy. Yeah, we got a good crowd here in the mix.
I'm a big fan of the Liberty Guy off grid.
Tell me, Keys. Yeah, I mean, you're the one who you called me up and you're like, dude, I just read the Conclave of Arcana post. I'm excited about it. I'm buying some SPS. You should buy some SPS too. So what is your outlook here? Is this a trade? Is this a turning point for Splinterlands? Is this, I don't know, like how are you viewing this like big picture?
Yeah, good question. I mean, so I've been here since beta packs went on sale, and every pack release since then has done maybe not, I don't know, at least since Chaos Legion. After that release, they really started to try new things. And like that's the wagons and the promo cards. Like I did like the Dr. Blight promo card for the way they did that for Chaos and everything. But this set in particular, it seems like they finally figured it out. Like that, it has a little bit of everything in it that from a business point of view, in my opinion, is exceptionally well done. So there's no more just single pack. Oh, buy a shitload of packs, hope and pray you get something good. You know, if you want legendaries, you can buy that and have better odds at getting a legendary for $24 as opposed to buying that many $4 packs. You'll have a better chance of getting a legendary. Same thing with the gold and the alchemy ones, and that alone, just having the different level of packs and the starter packs, I think all of that is excellent. But where it really goes to the next level for me are the collector cards. One of my favorite things about just digital collectibles in general is the mint numbers and knowing true like quantity and rarity of these things.
Or like one of ones, right?
One of ones or one of 100s. You know, on VV, everything's numbered. And you actually get more collector points for having lower mint. So if you have any mint that's, you know, in the top 5% or whatever, you get more value for that. Same thing on, you know, NBA Top Shot does a similar thing with having these tiered packs where you can get just the general packs, or you can get a rare or a legendary pack. And some of those packs are $500 each, and they don't sell many, but the ones that sell them, you know, they get better odds and they generate more revenue for the company. And so what I like here is the way they did that, broke it down, put the different packs in, and then added chaser cards to the whole set. You know, the black cards, the black foil and the Arcana set, like in individual cards. Like there's one of one for the legendary gold Arcana cards.
I think the black foil Arcana, but
or Arcane. Yeah, either one of those. Arcane. I don't even know what I'm saying right. I like calling it California like you do.
Same.
But oh,
Mondroid's here. What's up, Mondroid?
What's up, Mondroid?
Saying hi to brother. Keys.
But I think they did everything right. I think they kept the quantities. You know, I think it's smart the way they do it, the way that it burns over the period of what I think 11 months or something like that. But yeah, man, I feel like they figured shit out, and they're trying something I feel will be very successful. And I think everybody will want to open packs because of the black foil cards. I think that just adds another cool dimension, and just be able to see it say like number 8 of 50 or 100 or whatever, you know. I think that's awesome. Yeah, I just think they're doing a good job. And then the other side of that is the liquidity of DEC, how close DEC is to PEG, and then how undervalued SPS is in my mind. You add up all that, I think we got a nice little perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really hoping so, man. I'm really hoping so. I'm trying to keep my expectations very tempered. I'm trying to keep my comments publicly very tempered. There's a lot of bullish people out there, and I just don't want to be one of them. What's that?
I like bullish. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Bulldog is the bullest of bulls right now.
Oh, but it's not just Bulldog. I mean, I'm not gonna name names. I mean, a lot of people
hating on it.
Yeah, no, I'm not hating.
Video he made, it made me really start thinking about things.
Oh yeah.
Like,
you mentioned that when you called me.
Even if he's 50% wrong, it's still an amazing lift.
Yeah, my thing. So okay, because I like the fact that you kind of tackle this in a bunch of different levels. From like the tokenomics perspective, obviously that's literally been the most fascinating thing for me ever since joining Splinterlands, right? Just I love the tokenomics. It's the way that the game economy is designed, cards, now land, right? All the different game modes, and of course, vouchers, DEC and SPS, how they all interplay is fascinating. And so we're finally getting to the point where we could see some massive flywheel action. How much? I don't know. I mean, I would love to be so wrong in my conservative estimates, but I'm just trying to keep like an even temper right now. What's exciting for me though is that, not to jump into the politics of it, but like with all the tariff stuff kind of being tabled for 90 days and then Bitcoin jumping up into like the mid 80s, if we do get a nice little pump here where it's just like almost like a relief rally, this could be like the perfect time to have that perfect storm. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, maybe it's not just Splinterlands, maybe it's just like a relief rally for a lot of tokens that have been under, pushed under. One of my other big holdings is Prime, which is down. It's like under $3 right now. And so like I could easily see, and again, this is not a price prediction, but like that used to be in like $8 to $10 range for a while. And I could see any kind of like relief rally pushing a token like that, not that one specifically, but just tokens like that back to where they were when things were just kind of like gravy, or at least in a holding pattern.
Yeah. So, and I think, to that point though, Splinterlands has been on the opposite side of that for every release since, including Chaos Legion.
Yeah.
Chaos Legion came out at the exact peak and it dropped like SPF, everything dropped like 50% before even the public sale hit. I mean, that was a rough run there. And then same thing last year with Rift Watchers and Rebellion. They all came out at times when the market was not doing well. If, to your point, if the 90-day hold on the tariff stays in place, which who knows what the hell is going to happen. But if that does, it creates like a floor and it will allow SPS to move independently of the market, but the market's not going to drag it down anymore. It's just going to be able to maintain. So the extra volume and movement on the Hive chain we'll be able to see it, I think. I mean, I've been looking at the volume and how much SPS has been purchased over the last 30 days. Over the last week, really. And it's pretty incredible. So, yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good. And what I want to say, too, is to all the Splinterlands players, especially you guys that are watching, I think I know what I'm doing. And I'm not going to tell you all what you should do. But if DEC is even remotely close to SPS, to PEG, I'm burning and not buying DEC. I'm burning SPS to get DEC. For my Conclave packs, I'm going to burn some SPS to get DEC. Yeah. For today, just for the DEC, the $2 I needed for, for this season, I got that. I burned SPS. So I think everyone just take that little. I mean, take the hit. Just take the hit, but for the team, because I feel like we need to push that flywheel into effect for us to really see something special.
I mean, you're making the commitment here in front of everybody.
Yeah, and it's on blockchain, so you can go see. Really, it just comes down to I'm lazy. I don't want to have to go to another site and trade. Right, I mean, it's worth that extra 4 seconds just to burn it.
Yeah. So going back to what they did right, and actually because there's a couple of relevant comments here, so let's cover this first. But Red X, what's going on?
Especially
Mondroid.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, so Mondroid says new players would be awesome, but we should also try to get those that got frustrated and left to come check out the game. Make sure you tell your friends. Now, see, there's some interesting things here, right? So Rebellion packs are at 449. Cards are holding their value. SPS is pumping. Cryptomancer's pumping out land updates. Dave steering the ship. So Mondroid is one of those bullish or super bullish people. Blame me. No, I'm not blaming anybody. I just, this. I just don't want to, I just don't want to have like videos where I'm like hyping up SPS, and I don't know what's going to happen in the markets. So it's like, I would just rather be wrong to the upside than wrong to the downside. Obviously, I am so bullish on this game. I'm still making content every day, and I'm still playing it every day. But it'll be a nice this will be one of the nice things to be on the wrong side of history for. just because I'm already holding my bag of SPS. If I get
Yeah.
it wrong and we top out well above 10 cents, then hey, you know what? That's a prediction I'm glad to be wrong on.
Yeah, me too, dude. I will say, I think Mondroid's first comment there that you highlighted is probably the most important thing in general. I think my whole thought about bringing on new players, I don't see them coming. I don't see any new play. I mean, there'll be some. I don't see any large numbers of new players hitting anytime really soon right now. I just don't think that's kind of the environment we're in right now. But I do think we have thousands and thousands of players who have disengaged that we could re-engage. And if we get even 10 or 15% of them to come back in, you know, get back involved with what they're doing, stake their SPS and do that stuff, then that should be all the players we need to kind of really push this thing up. And once it hits a certain level, and you talk about this a lot, people will notice it, and then we'll get new players.
Yeah. Well, you know, one of the litmus tests for this is going to be Darkest Night.
Yeah, I called him.
I know. I think I called him after you because he's like, "Yep, Keys just gave me the update on Splinterlands."
Yeah, I called him that morning before I called you, and he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I'm buying this." He's like, "Good for you."
So, you know, I told him, how did I phrase it to him? I was like, look, dude, I was like, I haven't talked to you about Splinterlands in a very long time. And he's like, I know, and I appreciate that. And I was like,
I appreciate it.
I was like, I'm telling you right now, not that you should get back into the game, or that you should come in and throw a ton of money at it. All I'm saying is that the changes that they've made, A, to land, B, to survival mode, and then C, now with Conclave of Arcana, these one-of-one cards, these chase cards, all this stuff that he was like asking for before, they've added it in. So I told him, like, my simple, not even like ask of you, just a suggestion is like, when you have some time, go check it out again. I think you might be pleasantly surprised. Because he already has a ton of assets. He never sold anything.
Oh, no. Darkest Night is... he's in hibernation.
That's pretty much what
he
it
didn't
is,
leave. He didn't do it. He's just, you know, taking a little break.
Yeah.
And I love Darkest Night to death. I actually put a character in my book based on Darkest Night.
Based on Darkest Night? Oh, I can't wait. That's going to be fun. All right, let's catch up on some of the other chat here. RSS Splinter Cars removed DEC data. Anyone know why? I'm not sure. I saw that as well. I asked about it in one of the rooms. I think the shard room, and I don't think I've gotten an answer yet. But I did see rumblings that the DEC data was somewhat off, and I noticed that there were certain things that were off anyway. So hopefully they can get that fixed now.
Yeah, and I'd rather have it off than wrong data.
Yep. Blockchain Project says, I'm going to get another 2,000 USD of SPS tomorrow. All right, pump that price, baby. Let's go.
Oh, can you tell me what time? so I can get it there a little bit before.
Yeah. Onk says, when Rebellion launched, we burned about 100 million SPS.
Yeah.
Interesting. So if we were to burn, and that's kind of my expectation for Conclave of Arcana, actually, is about 100 million. I was making that I was making that calculation with SPS at or below a penny. So we're actually above a penny now, which would make it more difficult. But if we were to burn 100 million SPS, I believe we'd get like 1 billion DEC, which would help to cover the demand, right? Well, obviously we can't see it now, but it's like 4.4 billion DEC worth of demand. I think players were holding like 1.4, 1.5 billion. So it would get us in the ballpark.
Yeah. And I think you know, RS says something here. He says, thanks for the clarification. Unfortunately, this happens just before pre-sale. and you know, I've been hyped for every pre-sale. Well, I've been excited about them all. Rebellion, I was kind of excited, and you know, I still bought a couple hundred packs, I think. But this set is different in my opinion. This one's different with the chaser cards. It's new, it's fresh, and all those big top guys are going to be searching for it. And if you get one and you're not a collector, now you can sell that to somebody that truly wants that card. be able to sell it pretty quick, I think, for the most part. Some of them,
Mhm.
most of them. And then use that to then get the other assets you want. Boost your SPS, put more DEC on land, get that gold card that you've been wanting for your deck or whatever. So, yeah, I just think it's an exciting time.
The chaser cards are fascinating for me too, because I think so. So let's go back to I think it was Mondroid's comment about Rebellion, right? Like you can see Rebellion. I mean, estimated pack value is a little bit low, but the pack price, right? So the potential for the cards that are in these packs is above the price that it was sold for. So I mean, this is not investment advice, but people were buying packs from the store during the pre-sale for $4 a pop. They then staked those packs on wagons, and yes, there was like an additional cost on the wagons and all that, but the packs got them pre-sale promo cards as well as conflict airdrops, right, all throughout. And again, I'm assuming people had at least a significant number of packs, and now these packs are trading at 10% above what people bought them for, like the most expensive that people would have bought them for. I'm sure many people got them a little bit cheaper if DEC was a little bit cheaper at that time. Yeah. So, the cards have held their value. And the thing is, then you add in, so you take all the mechanics that worked from Rebellion, and then you add in these chaser cards. And all of a sudden, it's like the arcane cards are the ones that really press the button for me, because the more packs get opened, the lower that denominator is. And if the cards are not revealed, then it's just like, hey, wait a second. Like, can you imagine if people were chasing these cards in Rebellion? Hell, can you imagine if people were trying to chase these cards in Chaos Legion packs right now? Like, those packs would just be open left and right. Now, that might actually, in a sense, drag the value of Chaos Legion down, right? But Chaos Legion is an anomaly in and of itself. I think that, for the most part, everybody will be buying whatever packs they need for these, and then kind of go from there.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying 100%. If you look at alpha packs, now I know there's not that many of them, but one of the reasons why they are valued so high is because you could land a gold foil legendary worth thousands of dollars in it. Mm-hmm. These packs you can buy for $4, and you can land a card that could probably sell for $10. I mean, 10,000.
Yeah,
there are several $1,000 cards and many $500, $600 cards in there. So for that reason alone, if a couple of these more rare cards go ahead and sell for these higher amounts, who's not going to buy some packs to take a shot at trying to get that? Just for the chasing.
Yeah. And
that's
what it does? It also raises the set value a stupid amount. If you have a couple of cards in there that are raising the average just by being several $1,000s as one of ones or one of five, it's going to make the overall set value significantly higher.
And they couldn't have done this if they didn't figure out how to do the wagons with Rebellion.
Yeah.
Because then it would just drive all the prices to the floor immediately, because people are just buying packs looking for that stuff. But because of the wagons and the quality of the airdrops, then now I feel like they got this thing figured out, man.
The thing is, with Rebellion, they had it right. They did a lot of great things with Rebellion, and we're now starting to see that. The problem is, when Rebellion came out, they still didn't have a couple of things locked in, and a couple of what should I call it? Like DEC faucets, right? One, you still had a huge overprint of reward cards, right? That a lot of them which were trading underneath their burn value, and so a lot of those were eventually burned for DEC, and that created DEC inflation. You had the gladiator cards, which they ended up turning off, and then a lot of people burned their gold foil gladiators or gladiators that they didn't need, because you could essentially get them for free and rebuild it again. So that created huge DEC inflation we had to eat through. And then, of course, like the leaderboards, which is something that wasn't that big, but they fixed it, right? They fixed it recently, and now everything is just glint. So I think that now that DEC is close to peg and its supply is somewhat in check, and we don't have all those faucets still kind of overhanging, that's where the excitement comes in, because it's like,
Yep.
oh, well, maybe this could be what we thought Rebellion was when SPS went from, it did a 3x, right? From like 1.3 cents to almost 4 cents.
Yep.
But then we hit the plateau of what people wanted to buy. Then they mentioned the changes on the Gladiator cards and the reward cards and all these things, and people just started selling off their DEC, and that pushed us away from PEG for a very long time.
Yeah.
And not to mention, there's still a lot of SPS out there. And there still will be after this.
And Rebellion was the first big set after Chaos. Leaves,
yeah.
Which was, and I still don't blame the team. It was, everything was done right for the peak of the market. How many total packs and how, because people were making $40, $50 a day of on SPS. It was like 55 cents at that time. Yeah. So having 14 million packs didn't seem crazy because of how much the SPS was. But since SPS dropped down to 22 cents by the time it went out, and it slid even further before the end of January, it just tanked it all for it. It was just very unfortunate timing. But now with this, it just seems like stars have aligned. They built the right systems. And shout out to the team and Matt.
I gotta say, I want to echo that quite a bit, because he changed a lot, much to the chagrin of the community, right? Because it's just like there were things that maybe certain people or groups of people were taking advantage of, and I just appreciate the fact that he went in and just did it. So now I do think that we're in a better place. All right, Mondroid says here.
Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
No, I was just going to say, Rebellion was his first real set. Like, he just took over right before that, and then they announced Rebellion. There was a lot going on at that time.
Yeah. Well, all the work had been done for Rebellion too, so he just kind of managed it, but he didn't really develop it from scratch. I guess I don't know how much of a hand he had in Conclave of Arcana, and he seems to downplay how much of his role is anyway. But either way, whatever he did, whatever he oversaw over the last 18 months, it wasn't easy, but I think it did push us in the right direction in many ways.
Holy crap, he's been there 18 months now.
Yeah. September of 2023.
Oh,
19
man,
months now.
I really did get abducted.
All right, Mondre says, when Rebellion launched, we had like 4 billion DEC already available. This time we don't even have enough for the pre-sale. A lot is in the DAO. All right, Mondre said, RS, it was returning inaccurate data that made it look like a bunch of DEC had left the DAO, and Claiborne asked them to take it down for now. Gotcha. All right, thanks for the clarification.
By the way, I think Claiborne. If he just put an R in there, I would never say his name wrong. I think he's doing it.
Hold on, where's the R?
I always say Claiborne.
Oh, Claiborne. Okay.
But it's Claiborne.
Yeah, it's got a little twang in there.
Little twang.
No, he's great, man. I'm really happy with the job that he's doing.
Yeah, I just remember that call we did with him After Dark Fest, where he had to answer all of our questions. There was 19 of us facing him on one screen, asking him questions.
Well, and this, I think back to that, and not that I'm trying to overinflate, what we were trying to do or our value, but I do think that call that we had with him really alleviated a lot of fears and got him the job. So I'd like to think that we made a positive impact, because everything that Claiborne has done in the role has been fantastic.
Yeah, I'm not going to give myself any of that credit, but I'll give it to you guys.
Okay. I'll take it. Just from you, Keys. Just from you.
Hey, that's all you need.
Yo, Joffrey's here. He says, did I see a Dwayne videos today saying 80 grand for a full set of packs? For a full set from packs? No, I don't think. How many? 3,300. It's like 10 grand.
There's no one's going to have a full set from packs.
Yeah.
You can't have a full set. I mean, you can have it without the gold foil arcanes. But those ones, no one's going to get all one of ones.
Shout out to People's Guild. I was just listening to one of their interviews with Azrakhan, and he was running the numbers and saying, and again, I'm just quoting his numbers, and I might even be quoting it wrong, but he was saying with the chase cards and how gold foil arcane, black foil arcane, how all this stuff is going to work, you're going to have a lot of people going after these cards, which means you're probably going to end up with a lot of regular foil cards just cheaper on the market, which increases or lowers the entry price for many folks that just want to play the regular foil game. Combine that with the starter packs and people being able to get in and get their summoners and get, commons and rares for relatively cheap. I think that actually makes for a great entry point. And hopefully, I forgot what number he said, but the number doesn't matter. It's just hopefully this will be a cheaper set to get into in general than Chaos when it first came out and Rebellion when it first came out, because those were both super expensive.
All right, so I think the starter packs are not going to sell well, and I mean, at least initially.
I don't disagree with you. I think the starter packs are there just in case the other packs sell out.
Yeah. Now, I mean, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me ask you this. So we have 50,000 legendary, 100,000 alchemy, and 500,000 regular packs in the pre-sale.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the percentage that's going to sell of each of those?
Well, you and I talked about this, right? So I feel like I'm going back on the same thing. My prediction is that alchemy and legendary sell out. I don't know about the regular foil.
Yeah.
And my reasoning for this was because this game and much of the dollars that come into this is driven by whales, and they are going to want premium packs because premium packs will guarantee better things in the long run, especially for gold foil arcane and black foil arcane stuff. So my guess is, like, if you're going to have, I think even Azrakhan was talking about it on that interview. He was saying something like he usually buys like 10,000 packs, right? Because he has to make 3 full sets for his scholars. Well, now he's saying he's going to buy 6,000 packs and do the rest in alchemy packs. And it's like, okay, well, there's already a shift in like one of the top 10 buyers from Rebellion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I just think that premium money, high dollar, money is all going to go towards those premium packs. And you know what? You see, people are going to hate me now. I am going to be Papa Bear. I don't know that the pre-sale sells out, and I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. You have to understand, Rebellion was $2 million, 4,000 packs. 200. No, how much was it? 500,000 packs at 4,000 DEC apiece. $2 million worth of volume, or $2 million US dollars that needed to come in versus 4.4 million that would need to come in here. I don't know if that demand exists with a smaller player base, even though maybe it's, I don't know. I go back and forth on this. The player base is smaller, but I think the conviction is higher with the players who are here because they saw that return. So maybe your whales come in and they start spending double, and that's how you get from 2 million to 4 million. I don't know.
I couldn't agree with you more. And we didn't sell out of Rebellion, did we? I didn't think
we were sure like 7,000 packs. It was like 493,000.
Yeah.
So
I definitely agree. I think alchemy packs will sell out first, then legendary, and then we'll see what happens with the regular foil. Because I know myself, all I'm buying is alchemy. That's all I plan to buy.
Oh, you're going gold foil?
No, I'm going for the black cards.
Well, the black cards aren't necessarily in there, but yeah.
They have a higher chance than any of the other packs. They have 2.5 or 0.25 or something.
Oh, you're right. Shoot, I never thought about that.
Or legendary has 1.5 or 1.
Okay. Well, that's a good insight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going for the black cards because I don't care which ones I get. I'm going to be excited. And to go for like one of the legendary ones, I mean, that's just, good luck. It's just, I just don't see those as, it's going to be tough to get any of those very short supply ones. But getting a regular foil black card, I think you'll have a pretty good shot with that alchemy packs.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Mondroid's right, by the way, that last comment.
Yeah, I know. Let's catch up on the chat because some good stuff in here. All right, so Red X says he thinks DEC kisses Peg by Easter. So that's just a week or so away.
420. That's 420.
420. There you go. All right. So Dragon says, okay, we saw that already. Dragon says we came pretty close, something like 0.98. Blockchain says, Walkingkeys, we need to use our gold Wonder Woman and get Todd McFarlane to make SPL booster cards, but with Spawn.
That's fine.
Oh, you responded to him already. I will burn, but not quite sure at what price.
Yeah, we got access to a special Discord channel with Todd McFarlane now.
Nice,
because
man.
we have those.
Is he in there all the time?
I don't know. I'm never on Discord.
All right, so Mondra says, great point about the faucets being gone. Man, there were so many positive changes. They might be little, but it's all adding up now. Yeah. See, like, we forget about this because it happened slowly and steadily. And after these changes happened, there was a negative impact on the economy in the short term. But long term, you're seeing the recovery now. And us being in a better place. So Anka's buying legendary packs. There you go.
Getting bots out was a very painful, like,
yes,
process.
Like, I mean, the wild season pass, which came in last summer, nobody was even expecting that, but that came in, and all of a sudden, bots just had no incentive to play.
Yeah.
So Redex is buying legendary too. Ankh says he thinks the top 6 leaderboard will be above 20,000 packs. But remember, it's not as clean cut this time, Ankh, because it's not just packs, right? Like, I think it's how many dollars you spend. So, for example, I mean, somebody could buy not 20,000 packs, but I don't know, what's the number? Like 6,000 legendary packs, and they'd have more points.
Yeah. You know,
Redex is Alchemy 6X. Heads up, Master just posted our weekly land update. Ooh, nice. All right, well, we'll get to that. I'll do a video later. What's up, Keys? What are you saying?
I wanted to clarify because I threw out a lot of random numbers there when I was talking about the black foils. Standard packs will have 0.025% chance, so 1 in 4,000 cards or 1 in 800 packs. Alchemy has a 0.25, which is 1 in 400 cards or 1 in 80 packs. And then legendary packs is a 0.125, which is 1 in 800 cards or 1 in 160 packs. So if you buy 80 packs of alchemy, you're almost, I mean, you're not guaranteed, but you have, that's what you should get 1 in 80. So
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why for me, my only focus is those alchemy packs.
Because you want to get these black foils.
Yeah.
We gotta figure out this black foil potion business too.
Are they calling it midnight? Is that what you said?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, midnight potions is what it's called.
That's the dope. I love that.
Mondra says pre-sale sells out. We're all rich AF. Let's freaking go, says Dragon. I thought I read Alchemy 6X for Arcane. I don't know. I don't have it in front of me. Do you want to go through this Cryptomancer land update? Oh, I
don't know what that is.
Midnight potions here. So he posted a land update. Yeah, you know what?
Cryptomancer.
Yeah. Sorry, not Tails.
I was thinking you were. Yeah, I was thinking of Tails. I was like, I mean, I love Tails, but I don't know what land update is.
Tails, man, what's going on, Tails? Tails, are you here? Do you want to hop in, Tails? Sorry, I don't know why I didn't say that earlier.
You know, I called him yesterday.
Yeah.
Or 2 days ago. He said he would call me back, and he didn't.
Oh, damn! Getting called out publicly here, Tails. All right, let's go through the land update. So Cryptomancer literally just posted this like 6 minutes ago. So this is this week's land update. Work continues to go well on the Land Midnight Potions project. Oh, that's land blank blank. Okay. I have one important announcement to make. After feedback from you guys and some internal discussions, we have decided that the Aura Lab permits will be non-tradable and soul-bound to your account. This means that to benefit from Midnight Potions Pipeline, you must be an active landowner who remains engaged with the ecosystem and working your plots. Concerns were raised that if Aura Lab permits were tradable, then it would effectively give inactive players a way to dump their research and leech more benefits on their way out of the game. And that is definitely something we did not intend. I'm not sure if I'm understanding that. I mean, I understand that keeping it soulbound. All right, so concerns were raised that if our lab permits were tradable, then it would effectively give inactive players a way. If they're inactive, then how would they have all that research? To just dump their research and leech more benefits.
I know a couple people that were on land that were fired up and running, and then over the past 6 months, They took that
Oh,
DEC and bought something else with it.
so they would just come back, sell
They would
the research or the permits,
Yeah.
and then call it a day.
It's been loaded up there, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, I don't mind that being well, because see,
Sales.
I don't mind it being. He says I will call you tomorrow, Walkingkeys, and I'll bother you during the start of the work week. All right, fair enough. Tails, you're still welcome to hop in here if you want, man. We're probably gonna be on. Oh shoot, it's 9:30 already. Probably be on for another 15-20 minutes, right, Keys?
Dude, I got all night. I'm not even touching
I know.
my taxes till
I know.
tomorrow.
I'm just. I got like 5 hours of sleep last night, so I'm trying to be responsible tonight.
Oh,
right,
I love it when grown men bitch.
I'm never gonna live that down. Thanks. All right. So 1, finish code changes to make our lab worksites operational and tested worksite construction. Every time construction is started on one of these worksites, 1 RLab permit will be consumed. Wait, these are consumable now? Every time construction is started on one of these worksites, 1 RLab permit. Oh, okay. So people will spend their research on a permit, and then they use the permit to create a worksite. Fascinating. Okay. Added 100% production bonus for our labs built on magical and occupied plots. That's cool. Added art assets for our lab permits and midnight potions. Still waiting on the creative team. Okay. Added aura to the harvest all screen and tested aura harvesting. Changed our lab permits to be soulbound and removed them from the non-card market. Configured midnight potions and added them to the non-card market. Tested crafting, transfers, and market listings for midnight potions. In the week ahead, I'll focus on crafting UI. All right. And then he's got some eye candy here. So now we have consumables.
Ooh.
Midnight going for $5.
I would like to take a drink out of that. That looks cool.
That does look pretty cool. Crafting successful.
That'd be like a perfect container for Goldschlager.
There you go, man. All right. Well, thank you, Dragon, for sharing that. Let me go and get back to the other screen. What do you think, Keys? You more excited about Conclave of Arcana? You more excited about Land?
I mean, I'm excited for Land. I always have been.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited the ball's rolling, you know?
I agree.
Like, it's not going to be overnight. It's not. I'm just happy there's updates coming. There's new things. I like they're fulfilling what they told us they would do. You know, I'm torn on using research for potion for this, you know, some of this, because I don't know how it will affect me later when I'm trying to, you know, do the research to solve the secret of Pretoria.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about that. So I never really took that into account. But right now I'm thinking it's progress. And I trust the team that it will get there. But right now I'm really excited about Conclave.
Have you talked to Dave McCoy at all?
A little. Yeah.
On the phone or?
No, on Discord, believe it or not.
You know what? That's a conversation you need to have now that you're getting back into the mix. I mean, if anything, I've
always been in the mix.
Yeah, sorry. Well, I mean, you should chat with him. I'll try and connect you guys, or just shoot him a message. I had a great call with him, man, and he's really got the engine turning, in my opinion. I don't know what the right metaphor is, but like he's in there now, and he's doing all the stuff that Matt just really didn't want to do, right? Matt wants to focus on like building the game, designing the game, and there's a lot of stuff that's just like you need an operator, somebody who like is going to put their head down and does the boring, but you know they need to execute on these things and hold it all together. So I feel like he's doing a fantastic job at that and trying to create this, like talking with Matt, understanding what Matt's vision is, and then being like, okay, Matt, you have the vision. Now I'm going to go in and figure out how to put the nuts and bolts in to actually make this thing happen. Yeah. So I really like that.
I think you're absolutely right, because when Weirdbeard left, he was the one that was talking to the community and working, you know, and the problem there was that Weirdbeard and Matt bumped heads on certain things. So having Dave that's in lockstep with the CEO, it does make for a more efficient process. And I have been, honestly, I've liked Dave when I knew him just as a name on
Yeah. He's always been a stand-up guy on the community.
Yeah, always been awesome. And I've chatted with him here and there over the years. I mean, hell, I was on Steam at like 8 years ago.
Yeah,
since the beginning of a lot of this. So yeah, man, he's a high caliber person. I'm a big fan, and him just being on the team helping out I'm impressed. I'm excited.
I am.
Big shout out, Dave.
Yeah, big shout out to Dave. Yeah, I'm. So as people are saying here, well, Tails. All right, we'll try to get another one of these, maybe in the next week or so. Get Tails.
I would love to do one with Tails and the Night of the Darkest.
I mean, if you can convince him,
I can. I mean,
you know what's funny?
I can, because
I think
Darkest Night will do whatever he wants.
I think but you know what? I think in this regard, I think you have a better chance of convincing him than I do. So
that's probably true.
So Blackness is more valued magical plots. The ball is rolling faster now. Mondroy wants it to be a snowball.
Yeah.
Redex says y'all gave me a good fix today. Thanks for your time. Thanks for being here, Redex.
Land is a snowball because everything's building on top of each other, whereas like Conclave isn't. It's just one thing. Hopefully, it'll help build the ecosystem, but land is. I think they're doing the right thing.
I'm just glad that Cryptomancer seems to have his head wrapped around the whole thing, because like I'm not technical, but I can imagine that coming in and like having to rearrange someone else's code is probably just like it takes some time, right?
Yep.
And now it's like, oh, okay, hey, we have this cool idea, Cryptomancer, can you get it done in 6 weeks before Conclave of Arcana comes out? And he's like, yeah, I'll give it a shot, let's see what happens, right? And then Conflicts, like, we're gonna need more stuff with land, we'll see what happens. Or here's a cool idea for land, let's give that a shot and see what happens. So hopefully Cryptomancer's in a good spot now to be able to do more and more of that.
He's a talented guy, man. And his value, I think, is underappreciated by a lot of people in the community just because he's not outspoken. He just does his thing and, just rocks it. And he's like, okay, I finished that. What's next? So I appreciate Cryptomancer too.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Red X looks like he's heading out. Let's see. We caught up on the chat. Nice. So what else, Keys? We can start to wrap up here. I'm gonna be a little bitch tonight and go to bed early.
Oh, stop! Don't have to lean into my name calling there.
Oh man. So I want to ask, what specifically was it that got you like super hyped? Because you called me that day and I think you'd seen the posts, you'd watched the Bulldog video, but like what was it that clicked for you?
First of all, I had no idea a set was coming. So I was.
Sounds like something the marketing team should be working on.
Sorry, well, the marketing team only exists inside of Discord, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
And so if you're not on Discord, you don't catch anything. And I think the most undervalued asset that Splinterlands has, 1,000%. There's no other asset as valuable that they just don't use as their email list. I think they are missing so much opportunity trying to re-engage.
God, you're right.
Yeah,
I think the only emails that
they have.
The last email I got from them was almost 4 years ago when I requested my keys or something like that.
Oh, I mean, they used to have the gold foil press.
Yeah,
they would send out a newsletter and stuff, but all that stopped, and that is the biggest. In my, I mean, I'm a professional email marketer. I generate lots and lots of money using email. It dumbfounds me that that's not being used.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's such an easy thing for them to do too. And everybody who's left the game probably still has an email there.
That's what I'm saying. That's how you reactivate them. And you say, hey, you join now, we'll give you a free pack. come back. You haven't been here in 6 months. Get a free pack. And you give them a starter pack. You don't give them a regular pack. You just give them a damn starter pack. But it's still saying, hey, come back.
Yeah. But it's not even that, right? Like I'm just on so many email lists that I'll end up like deleting them. But I always see the subject line and it's always like, oh, that's interesting. So even if I don't go, like just the general knowledge of like, oh, Splinterlands is coming out with a new set. Maybe I'll check that out sometime, right?
Yeah. Or come back. Hey, we have something for you if you come back and log back in now. Whatever. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's very underutilized. But what got me back was, I'm staying Black Foil Press. That's dope. I stay in the loop, Normally, I don't know what changes until Tuesday afternoon, and I log on to see what changed that day. But I've liked the changes they made. But when I heard about Conclave, and then I watched Bulldog's video, and I was like, dude, this guy is crazy. There's no freaking way. And I went and I did the research, and I'm like, well, he might be on to something here.
He's not. It's like the stories that are like, they say there's like based on a true story, and then there's like based on true events.
Yeah.
Like Bulldog's thing is like based on true events, based on actual metrics here. I mean, we're kind of shooting for the moon, but like he's not wrong that there's only this much SPS liquid and this much DEC available.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily. He was using Gronk or AI to figure out like run numbers and stuff, and everyone's going to have different numbers when they're running scenarios. It's just how that works. But the truth is, there's not enough TEC for the presale. Like that's just guaranteed. Yeah. And if this presale is exciting, then that means that people are going to be burning SPS to get DEC. If people burn SPS, that means SPS price should rise. But if this set is something special, then we could see something unique happen. And I think this set is special with the different rarities, the different packs, and then the upcoming airdrops. I feel like it's time. Yeah. When SPS hit like 0.4 of a cent last summer, I went all in. I took every piece of random money and crypto that I had around the internet and bought a ton. I 5x my holdings.
Yeah.
So I believe in the game, and I'm just sitting back and waiting. As I get older, I get more patient.
Fair enough. All right, Montrose says it's probably easier for Cryptomancer to just recode the whole thing than use FARPs. I guess so. Gold foil press. Now it's going to turn into the black foil press. Montrose says it's actually so huge. Someone tell the team. And to Joffrey's point, I'll agree here with Joffrey. It is pretty pathetic that we have 2 paid marketing geniuses and we didn't even utilize emails. I will say this. I think it's an absolute tragedy that Walkingkeys, somebody who has streamed the game, and you are actually active, you still go in and every Tuesday check out your thing. You had no idea a new set was coming out, even though it was announced 6 months ago. But that's my point, right? Like you are actually engaged with the game somewhat, right? And you had no idea. Like there's no
every day I'm on.
Like there's no excuse that you shouldn't know. I'm not saying the excuses on your end. There's no excuse that the team wasn't able to like reach you just because all their marketing is on X or all their marketing is on Discord, right? So I really agree with that. They're like they gotta utilize everything. And email. They have everybody's email.
And I have sent this on to them before, but in their defense, email is one of those things that up until about a year ago, it took a lot of time. You had to sit down, you had to get what's going in there from the different departments. You got to get things approved. What can you put in there, whatever, and then you write it. You spend the time writing it and you send it out.
Yeah,
none of that's needed anymore. Like screw all of that. You put an email together. You first of all, you build a copy bot and you throw in the white paper for Splinterlands, you throw in the white paper for Land, you throw in all the blogs for all the sets, you teach the bot everything you need to know, and then you just write promo copy and just have it say, hey, go to our blog to see the latest update on Conclave.
Yeah.
Go see what artist made this week, and just send them to the place. You don't even have to put it in the email. You don't have to do some big production called Gold Foil Press. Just say, hey, new packs coming out this Thursday, or the 22nd or whatever.
Yeah,
like it doesn't have to be that involved.
I mean, the thing is, when you start sending emails regularly, that's when people start to tune them out, right? So I can understand like Gold Foil Press if people didn't really care for that. But if you send one email every 18 months that says, hey, we're coming out with a new set, and like that email hit my inbox and I saw something from Splinterlands, I'd be like, oh shoot, there's a new set. What's going on in this game, right?
Well, you want to send. My suggestion would be send weekly, 100% weekly. And then you set up yourself on a CRM where when people go inactive, you automatically put them into an automation that tries to re-engage them. So this stuff doesn't happen as much anymore. And maybe you tune emails out, when you get a ton of them. And yeah, you're right. If you get in one every day, but one a week, people generally be like, okay, I like Splinterlands. I want to kind of stay up to date. And that's what we need, I think, just a weekly email.
I think one a week is too much. I mean, I think if they sent one every maintenance window, every like bi-weekly, just to be like, here's the new updates in Splinterlands.
That's a great idea. That's a great
idea. We should be on the marketing team.
Huh? I can't afford me, dude. But I'm happy to help for free. I will.
There you go. See, we're just throwing out ideas. Dave, please take these ideas and run with them. We love you. All right. Team Possible says, love seeing Walkingkeys back on air. Red X says updates on what black foils still haven't been minted. Dragon says people who left only remember how crappy CL was, and everything is way better now. I agree. That Vonak energy.
Yeah, I mean, even admitting things like, hey, Chaos Legion is phasing out, the moment you've been waiting for,
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm excited Chaos is moving out.
I don't know if this is real or not. Mondred, if you have Dave on speed dial, tell him to start emailing people.
Do people still have speed dial?
I didn't know that was still a thing, I guess. Or maybe Mondred just dated himself. And so did we by understanding the reference. All right, just an email town hall recap. I mean, there you go. Once a month. I think weekly is too much. I mean, sometimes I think even monthly is too much if I've like lost interest. But that's why it's like if you just come out with something like, hey, we haven't emailed you in 6 months, but guess what? There's a new promo card or there's a new set coming out. Come check it out. Or
yeah, and if you give incentives, man, hey, you open this email and you click here, we'll give you an extra 100 glint. And it's on the link on every freaking email they send out. Everybody will open that email and click it just to get that extra glint.
Just to get that glint, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something simple and easy, and it doesn't cause that much glint inflation.
We don't know if it's easy or simple. That's
okay, fine. Well, simple.
I don't know.
Simple in concept, right? It's like a simple thing to engage folks. From a technical perspective, it's doable. I just don't know how much work it would be. But yeah.
Now, another thing is you make a common a common card that's only available if you open your email and click a link.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm thinking. I mean, there's so much they can do with email marketing now.
It's the only marketing channel that they have.
It's the one that you own, right? Because Meta, X, Discord, they could all take the data away from you with a snap of a finger if they wanted to.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, yeah, all those, yeah, if you post on X, you're being seen by maybe a couple hundred people, if that. If you post on Facebook or whatever, because they're not buying ads for this stuff.
Yeah.
You're seen by like 7% of your audience.
Well, and you're seen by
the people who are most everyone in your audience, and everybody has an email. They had to have it when they signed up.
That's my point. Yep. Man, this turned into marketing 101. It feels like.
That's what I do, baby.
Indeed.
That's how I've made dozens of dollars in my life.
Dude, hey, you know what? Dozens turn into multiple dozens.
Multiple SPSs.
Hey, right now, dozens can be like hundreds of SPS. So,
yeah.
So Mondro says, back in my day, you heard you've got mail when you connected to the internet through dial-up 14.4 modem. Wow.
That was only on AOL. AOL cornered that one. The you've got mail. Oh, remember you pick up the AOL discs at like 7-Eleven.
Yeah, they were always giving it for free, and like you wonder how AOL was able to stay in business because every time you try to cancel, they would give you another like month free.
Yeah. Stay another month and only pay 7%.
Well, and then they didn't stay in business, so it's like, oh, they probably should stop giving out free months.
Yeah, we can thank Google for that.
There you go. All right, Blogger says, did you see they're doing a pre-sale live stream? Oh, sweet, good. I'm excited.
Yeah, that back in the day, one of my ideas for the team was taken, and they ran with it, and that was to give card art to streamers before it, so we could promote it and have unique content. And they're doing.
Oh yeah, well they did that for Rebellion. That was your idea. Yep, I remember that, and that worked out really well.
Yeah, that's from our marketing 201 class.
Yeah,
or 202.
Dragon says ICQ was the best. I bet nobody remembers that one. I can't say that I do. What's he referring to?
ICQ.
ICQ.
I have no idea.
Dang. All right, Dragon, you got us on that one.
Is that like 8-bit?
I'm still with the Mondroid 14.4 modem. I think I had a 56K. Am I thinking about the same thing?
I don't know. I just remember I had to go into MS DOS to fire to get it to play Oregon Trail.
Ooh, Oregon Trail. Always died of cholera.
Oh man, I always caulked the wagon to ford the river.
I would always stop to go hunting because that was the most fun thing to do in the game.
Yeah, you killed a bison. It weighs 9,000 pounds. You can only carry 100. You weak mother.
Yeah, and then everybody gets sick from the meat or something. Yeah. Tail says youngsters. All right, everybody's just doxing their age now. I remember pirating everything in AOL chat rooms. AOL, what a time! What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
Dysentery. Well, 56K was like 4 times. Yeah. See, I think that's where I started. Was at 56K. So now we know Mondroid what the hierarchy is.
You know when I
guess I'm the youngster.
I got my first cell phone like in high school, and I told everybody about it. And I was like, you got to call me tonight. We're going to the bowling alley. You'll come meet up with us. And I turned my phone off because I'm like, it'll ring if someone calls. I don't need it on right now. Yeah. I was so pissed. Nobody called me. And then I learned that you had to keep it on.
Oh, that's poor Keys. You're probably so sad. I remember when I first got my phone and I was like, all right, I'm going to call my friends, but it has to be after 9 p.m. because I had free nights and weekends.
That's hilarious. I remember that. Rollover minutes.
And rollover minutes. And then when you had limited texts, I'd have like 400 texts per month, and I'd send a text to someone, and then they'd reply back, "Okay." I'm like, you bastard! You just took one of my texts. Come on now.
I tell you one thing that I've been doing during this hibernation period is I built a gaming room upstairs. Mm-hmm. And I've been stockpiling it with a lot of old tech, all retro media, DVDs, VHS. My VHS collection is dope now. Nice. Now I'm collecting old cameras and calculators and all kinds of stuff. It's fun.
Very cool, dude. All right, man. Well, we're closing in on 10 p.m. here, so I think we're going to call it a day. Any final thoughts? Mondro is asking if anybody remembers pagers. I do. Yeah, I had to call one once in a while.
Yeah, just leave the number 911 so they call you back.
There you go. So Keys, we should. I mean, if you're down, we should do this again next week, either right before the set comes out or the day it comes out. If you're down.
Huh? Yeah, I'm actually going to be starting streaming on SHQ
Oh.
too.
There you go, guys. Make sure you go follow. You want to post the link here for SHQ?
I don't know what it is anymore. I'll find it somewhere. Y'all know how to find me. I'm a hell of a marketer.
Yeah, all those lessons you taught today.
Where is Gank? Gank won the lottery and has now moved to somewhere in the Caribbean. I haven't talked to him in 6 months. I'm just kidding. Gank is
that'd be such a great story, though.
Oh my gosh, I would have streamed just to be able to tell that story if it was true. And to be honest, I hope it does happen for Gank. No, he's doing well. He started a business, and he's been grinding it out, and he's getting there, man. So, look at you.
I'm so resourceful.
You are, man. You're my favorite streamer that I've talked to this year.
Oh man, I feel so honored because I know you've talked to so many.
Yep.
All right, Jason.
Leave the actual number off.
Yeah, I know. Well, the actual number's 1. Jason says you need to start collecting SPS, man. You're right. I should start today. Blockchain says I remember when I had to remember phone numbers of everyone. Yeah, those were the good old days. Draken says I'm so old. I used to play outside. Wait, what's outside?
That's where you would go and sit and play your Game Boy when you got in trouble.
I mean, nowadays everybody's scared of the sun. Going to have to watch the stream back. See you later, Woody. Hope you enjoy. Jarvis is pushing shopping carts at Kruger's.
There's a good one coming up.
Keys says Keys gonna be streaming again. Nice. He thinks you and Hank did a good job.
Hey, I love Hank.
I'm gonna call him Hank from now on. All right, what's outside and where can I download it? Ah, that's so great. That's so great. We're gonna end there. What's up, Serene Victory Studios? All right, man. Keys, this is awesome as usual. I appreciate you. Appreciate you hopping in, man. You and I have obviously we chat at least a couple times a week, but there's something to be excited for with Splinterlands again. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, and I think it's legitimate excitement. I'm not seeing. I mean, you're going to always have a little hype around stuff like this, but like it's legitimate excitement, I think, for this set and the changes and the opportunity that this could bring to the game and the players.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And big shout out to you, Aftersound, because I know streaming is not easy and editing and putting videos out. And I, for one, am very appreciative of you and all the guys, Magic, Tails, the people that are putting out content on a very regular basis for Splinterlands, keeping this thing rolling. And I really appreciate that.
Well, thanks, Keys. I haven't been streaming as much lately, and I do like 0 editing. But it's been fun continuing to make content and just be part of the community. And yeah. I'm hopeful, man, obviously for myself, but there's a lot of folks that have really stuck through the thick and thin of like, the last couple of years. And I want to see their conviction rewarded. I got my bag. I'll be fine. Right. But I want people are going heavy now. It's like, I just want them to be rewarded for their faith.
Yeah. And marketing can do everything it can to try to get new players. That's why I think they should focus on getting old players back.
Yeah.
And the product, if it's good enough, new players will come because the current players are telling people. And that's where I think we could get to with California here. Is
indeed.
Hey, you got to check this out. You could buy a pack and it could have a $10,000 card in it.
California. That's what it is.
California. You can check in, but you can never leave.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoy your day, night, whatever time it is. Or if you're watching this on the replay, hope you enjoyed. But make sure you go check out Keys' channel, NFT Gaming and Collectibles. And we'll be back with more Splinterlands content and Conclave of Arcana in just about a week's time. Catch you later.
Oh, yeah.
Peace.
Later, guys.